Thanks for checking out my video. If you want to learn more from me, I have a lot of classes on Udemy. You can find the links to a lot of those in the description.
Okay, so along with the video that I just recorded, which you guys would have seen last week, I did want to talk a little bit more about the subconscious mind, because a lot of people that work with magic and whatnot, especially if you go with the psychological model of things, will tell you that the majority of magic is about programming your subconscious mind. Why? Because the majority of the information that we take in is filtered and only registered by our subconscious and not actually our conscious mind, because we take in so many gigabytes of data. I think it's like 4 gigs a day or something like that, that we would just honestly get overwhelmed if we had to process all of that kind of stuff. You know, it's like talking with that one person when you're in a crowded room. Your brain is actually picking up on everything everyone is saying all around you, but it's filtering that stuff out to pay attention to the person that you are currently interacting with. So, but your subconscious mind can pick up on all of that stuff. And what it does with it, psychology is kind of still a little bit out on that, but there's a theory that your brain remembers like literally everything, and then it'll just get like packed too far in the back room in the basement, and then you can't really access it unless it's through like journey work and other things like that, or deep meditation and stuff like that. But with magic, what are we trying to do all the time? We're trying to change our circumstances. We're trying to get better at something. We're trying to eliminate a belief that we don't want. We're trying to implant a belief that we do want. We're trying to change a situation. And of course, why would we change a situation if it had nothing to do with us? Of course, situations have things to do with us. Otherwise, we would not care, right? So whether it's something with a partner, a friend, a job situation, or some bigger picture thing like a new job or what have you, we need to work on our subconscious mind, because that is the driver of a lot of our decisions. Even if we think we're in control, really our subconscious kind of feeds us all of the information that we then think we are making logical decisions on and then are making choices. There are a lot of people out there that do not have impulse control, and therefore they react on how they feel and with the way that the situation presents itself to them without a lot of metacognition and not a lot of thinking through stuff. And I would argue that that is more based on subconscious programming. Very, very impulsive people, can kind of do that. Even if you're not impulsive, you might be running mostly off of subconscious programming. Think of the next time that you brush your teeth and how you don't even have to think about it. That's because that program is already in your subconscious. So if you've had trouble at job interviews or with any situation really, then your subconscious remembers that you had all of those problems, and it's going to keep running off of that same programming. And therefore, if you don't change the programming, you're going to keep getting the same results, arguably and most likely, right? Sorry, I had to drink a little bit of tea. I've been running around this morning. I'm a little dehydrated. But, so we need to program our subconscious mind. Now, magic, in a way, especially if you follow the psychological model, is the way by which we program our subconscious mind through the psychodrama of ritual. If you want to dive super deep into this, I have my book, Magical Theater, that talks about how magic works in the mind. And I also have my Magic 101 on Udemy that goes into the same kind of subject matter. Go to my link tree and you can find my books or my classes through there. But we want to program the subconscious mind, the psychodrama of ritual, which isn't just, I want to do better at interviews. You say that, how far is that going to get you? You're thinking logically. We need to implant it through symbolism and action. So that's why we have rituals with bells and whistles and, calling the quarters and invoking a seemingly outside force like a spirit or a god or a goddess or what have you. And if you lean on the psychological model, then you'll know that these are all archetypes and different things that you are telling your brain, hey, this kind of archetype, this kind of energy, these kind of thoughts, this is what I want to bring to the forefront right now. Because if you're invoking a certain god, you're thinking about all their qualities, and which is why invocations of gods, goddesses, and spirits, which you can learn more about with my spirits course through Udemy, we talk about all their positive qualities and what they do. Why? Because we are activating those qualities within ourselves. We're activating those archetypes within ourselves. If you follow Jungian psychology, it's all in there, and we just got to pull it out of the closet, the mental closet. So we have that belief of I want to get better at X, or I want Y to change, or I want Z to happen. When we step into ritual and we make that small symbolic action, whether it's like burning a sigil or a cord or a candle or what have you, we are, rather than just saying I want this to happen, we're tying it with an action. And being in education, or I was, a while back, I'm trained as a teacher. The more that we can, the more actions and the more in depth that we can make an experience of learning, the more your brain retains it. Which is why if you just memorize stuff to repeat it back, it's not gonna sink in as much as if you do an activity with it, right? That's why in school we have group projects, which suck, individual projects, and bigger things. Making a poster, doing a presentation, PowerPoints, yada yada yada, because you're much more likely to go and expand on with that information and have it go in deeper, right? Magic is much the same. When we do a big ritual around, with a sigil or a representative action, then that puts that kind of thought and whatnot into the subconscious mind. You can think of the subconscious mind as like the MS-DOS, or the code that you write for a particular program. I can go on Microsoft Word and I can type, I want my computer to do blah, blah, blah. Is that going to make it happen? No, I actually have to go into the programming with the code and write the code to create a new program for a computer. And writing in MS-DOS or writing in code is the same thing as encoding, pun intended, the subconscious mind, because we are writing a new program for the way that we want our mind to act. And by doing that, we then tell the brain, hey, when this situation comes up, this is how you act. This is what you do. This is what you look out for. This is where you want to go. These are the different things that I want to change. So the more that we are able to access and program the subconscious mind, the more effective our magic is going to be. There we go. We went full circle. So let me know what you guys think about this one. Of course, if you are interested in any of my classes or my videos or my books, or even working one-on-one with me, definitely check out the link tree that I have, because all of my opportunities are on there, that you can find out more about me, what I do, and the different resources that I have. And then, definitely let me know about your experience with magic and what you think about the psychological model with the subconscious mind. And I'll see you next week for another video. Good hunting.